In a small American town where high school basketball reigns supreme, like those Friday night lights that unite families from the bustling suburbs of Chicago to the quaint villages of rural England, imagine the roar of the crowd, the squeak of sneakers on polished wood, and a single decision that shatters rivalries forever. If stories of unsung heroes, epic twists, and redemption arcs that echo the spirit of underdogs from Rocky to Bend It Like Beckham grip your soul, hit that subscribe button now. Join thousands across the USA and UK who crave heart-pounding narratives that remind us why sports aren't just games, but life lessons in disguise. Subscribe today and never miss a tale that could change how you see the world. In the heart of Willow Creek, a sleepy Midwestern town where cornfields stretched endlessly under vast blue skies and Friday nights were sacred for high school basketball, Jake Harlan stood at the free throw line, sweat dripping from his brow, the ball feeling like a lead weight in his calloused hands. The score was tied at 78-78, with only seconds left in the championship game against crosstown rivals from Elmwood High, and the entire gymnasium pulsed with electric tension, cheers from Willow Creek's side clashing with boos from Elmwood's, parents gripping armrests, cheerleaders frozen in mid-pose. Jake, the star forward with a scholarship to Duke on the line, had been fouled hard by his arch-nemesis, Tyler Voss, Elmwood's cocky point guard who'd trash-talked him since middle school, calling him farm boy, and mocking his humble roots as the son of a single mom who waitressed double shifts at the local diner. The foul was intentional, a desperate elbow to Jake's ribs that the ref had caught, granting him 2 shots to win it all. Make both, and Willow Creek claims its first title in decades, etching Jake's name in local legend. But as he bounced the ball once, twice, his eyes locked on the rim, something shifted, the crowd's roar faded to a distant hum, and he noticed Tyler crumpled on the floor a few feet away, clutching his knee, his face twisted in agony, not from the foul call but from a genuine injury that had happened mid-collision, a torn ACL perhaps, the kind that could end a season or even a career. Tyler, for all his bravado, was just a kid like him, orphaned young and raised by grandparents who scraped by on Social Security, dreaming of hoops as his ticket out of poverty. Jake knew this from overheard whispers in summer leagues, how Tyler's trash talk masked a fear of failure that mirrored his own. The first shot swished through the net, putting Willow Creek up by 1, but as Jake lined up for the second, the winning shot, Tyler's groans pierced the air, and no one seemed to notice, coaches yelling plays, fans chanting, "Miss! Miss!" the ref urging him to shoot. In that split second, Jake's mind raced. Take the shot, win the game, bask in glory, or drop the ball and help his rival. With a deep breath, he let the ball roll from his fingers untouched, the buzzer blaring as time expired, the game going to overtime. But Jake was already at Tyler's side, kneeling down, waving for the trainer, his voice steady amid the stunned silence. "Hey, man, hang in there, it's gonna be okay." The gym erupted in confusion, Willow Creek fans booing their own hero, Elmwood supporters murmuring in disbelief, coaches red-faced and screaming about the forfeit of the shot. But Jake didn't care. He'd seen the fear in Tyler's eyes, the same vulnerability he'd felt when his dad left years ago, abandoning them to chase some pipe dream in the city. Overtime dragged on without Jake, who was benched for his insubordination, and Willow Creek lost by 3, the title slipping away like sand through fingers, the crowd filing out in bitter defeat, whispers turning to accusations. Harlan choked, "He's a traitor, ruined it for everyone." By morning, as the sun crested over the silos, the whole town saw him differently, not as the villain they'd painted in heated diner debates or scathing social media posts, but as something more profound, sparked by a viral video from a spectator's phone that captured the moment. Jake's selfless act, his quiet words to Tyler, the paramedics rushing in thanks to his alert. The local news picked it up first, heroic sacrifice on the court, interviewing Tyler from his hospital bed, tears in his eyes as he admitted, "Jake could have buried us, but he saved me instead. Turns out farm boys got a heart of gold." Social media exploded, hashtags like #TrueSportsmanship trending from Willow Creek to Chicago and even across the pond to UK forums where basketball fans debated ethics over tea, drawing parallels to famous football derbies where rivals showed humanity. Jake's mom, wiping tables at the diner, was bombarded with well-wishers, tips overflowing her jar, strangers sharing stories of their own acts of kindness that went unrewarded. But twists unraveled like a poorly tied knot. It emerged that Tyler's injury wasn't from the foul but from a pre-existing condition he'd hidden, pushing through pain to play for a scout in the stands, and Jake's intervention not only got him medical help in time to avoid permanent damage but also exposed a deeper scandal. Elmwood's coach had known about Tyler's knee and forced him to play, risking his health for glory, leading to an investigation that suspended the coach and shook the league. Jake, meanwhile, faced backlash from his own team, teammates icing him out, his coach threatening to revoke his captaincy. But then came the unexpected. Duke's recruiters, impressed by the video, doubled down on his scholarship, praising his character over clutch performance, saying, "We need leaders, not just shooters." The town, initially divided, rallied around him. The mayor declared, Jake Harlan Day, a parade winding through Main Street with floats and banners, former rivals from Elmwood joining in, Tyler hobbling on crutches to shake his hand publicly, admitting in a tearful speech, "I was wrong about you, brother, we all were." Yet deeper twists lurked. Jake harbored a secret guilt, for in 8th grade, he'd anonymously reported Tyler for cheating on a test, derailing his academic eligibility briefly, a petty revenge for bullying that now haunted him, and in the aftermath, he confessed to Tyler during a quiet hospital visit, expecting fury but receiving forgiveness instead, forging an unlikely friendship that saw them training together in the offseason. As spring bloomed, Willow Creek's narrative shifted from loss to legacy, the gym renamed Harlan Voss Arena, in honor of their bond, inspiring youth programs on sportsmanship across the state. Jake's story spread nationally, a TED Talk invitation arriving in his mailbox, where he spoke of how one moment of empathy can rewrite rivalries, echoing through auditoriums and online streams, touching hearts from bustling New York to foggy London streets. But the ultimate twist came months later. At a rematch exhibition game, fully recovered Tyler faced Jake again, the crowd now united, and in a poetic full circle, Tyler passed up a wide-open layup to assist Jake for the game winner, whispering, "Your turn to shine, farm boy." The town cheered not for the score, but for the men they'd become, proving that true victory lies not in shots made, but in lives changed. Years on, as Jake coached his own team, he'd tell wide-eyed kids the tale, emphasizing how giving up that winning shot saved more than a rival. It saved a community from its own divisions, reminding everyone that in the game of life, compassion is the ultimate buzzer beater. And so, Willow Creek thrived, its fields greener, its people kinder, all because one night, under those glaring lights, a boy chose heart over hoop.